Hey guys, how you going? Right, we are gonna go in and it's gonna do a few little things because it's nearly winter now. I just want to set up the solar controller and that type of thing so it's come in. So I'm just gonna show you what we're gonna do there. Alrighty, so here it is here. This is the one I've got, the AppEver. AppEver, so it's a MPPT solar charger, so it's for lithium. You take that cover off, so this is nowhere near going to be big enough for here. So I've actually got this off. We've got that off, and this part of it is actually a remote. So this remote, I'm setting this up now. So this will actually go in the front there like that. So, and it's just got a phone, like a phone sort of hookup line to it. And then once you hook that, once you get all mounted, the phone line hooks up to there, and that drops in. But this remote, the MT50, they're actually compatible with all the AppEver solar controllers. So, and these are about 50 bucks, the remote, and the actual controller itself, I got it for I think 230 bucks posted. So there's not many of these in Australia. They're sort of more American, but yeah, I was going to get an Everdrive, which is the green one, but they wanted like 600 bucks, 400 to 600 dollars. So it's the same thing. This one here is a 50 amp. Sorry, my hand. This one's a 50 amp one. So the whole caravan's only going to draw probably 10 to 12 amps if everything's running. But we're talking amps as in solar. So if it's full sun with my 700 watt panels, two 350 watt panels, you're looking at 58 amps. And I'm thinking, you know, if it's not going to always be perfectly hot like full sun and that. So 50 amps, I think we'll get away with it. So anyway, what we're going to do, this is just a bit of a I've got to drill a hole. I've got to take this shelf out, and we're going to run a conduit in under there and down, because we're actually going to mount that under there. And then once I get the solar, sorry for moving the camera all the time. See, we're coming into winter. This is my dilemma now. The caravan's nearly done, but I can't get the caravan down the driveway if I've got solar panels on, because it just fits under the carport now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it all ready for solar. Then winter's going to go through, and then after winter, I'm going to take the caravan out the front and then put the solar panels on. But I might as well just get all the solar stuff ready. So all I have to do is put the solar panels on, and then wire them up through there. The panels will come through. That's the solar wire there. That's just a feed wire. That's actually not the wire. That's 4mm cable. It's going to be like 6mm cable, like this type of stuff. So that's just, as I'm gonna feed it through through the roof, and I'm just gonna pull it through with this one. But it's gonna go to there. That's the isolator. Then this is gonna go straight to the controller. So enough chit chat. Sorry, I just had to explain all that if you didn't know. If you don't want to hear all that, you can scrub through all that. Right, I'm gonna start working. We're gonna get rid of this shelf. Get rid of the shelf so I can actually get me drill in there and drill a hole. I've got to drill a hole down in here to get this cable. So they get cable and the black and red for the power. Alright, so what I've done is I've actually slotted that, because from past experiences I've actually, looks like a mess right now, but I'll have conduit covering that. I've actually slotted that, so down in there. So I've actually slotted that because past experiences I've actually put cable in and then I've gone, oh, I've forgotten that cable, and the hole's not big enough. So it doesn't hurt to just pay. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm saying all stupid words. Doesn't hurt to actually make the hole a little bit bigger, because once it's all in there, it's going to be a real pain in the ass to do later. Rightio. So I'll go cut up. We'll go cut up this conduit now and fit the conduit. Alright, when you're cutting this conduit, I've got the square conduit and this cover comes off. So, but it's a lot easier to cut it with a grinder. So I'm going to do that now. Instead of doing it with a hacksaw. So that's the long one, and then it's going to cut out the hole for the start. So that will be that's the easiest way to do that. That way I can drill a hole there and still mount the end, and that's where the slotted wires will go through. And then what you do is you just put your cap on. This actually slides on, or you can actually pull it off. I'll show you that later. So we'll drill the holes here for now to mount it. Right, there we go. I'll just take it off, have a look, make sure this is right. So we've got that one down there, it goes down there. I'm just going to tilt you up, make sure this hole is actually right. There we go. And put the hole there, pull there. Rightio, there's our conduit. That's all set up. Alright, so we're going to run the wire now. Alright, so I've got our remote here. I'm making sure that actually plugs in. So I don't want to run this wire and then all of a sudden it's the wrong one. Just going to make sure that these are the right size. Making sure it's the right connection. So there you go. So just seeing if it doesn't matter. Doesn't look like it matters. Orange. Doesn't look like it matters which way it goes, which is good. Alright guys, what I've got is I've got the power back on, I've got this back together, I've got the remote cable there. You can see the twin cores come from there to the bottom of that. So the idea is that's the solar panel isolator. So the solar panels, I've got the lights in the fridge on at the moment to draw power. And it's going to come through down here onto this solar panel, isolator. So I can actually isolate the solar panels. And then it goes down here. You can see it goes down. Sorry, the sun's there. You can see I've done the conduit down there. Down there you can see the wire come down. It goes down in underneath. That'll go to the controller. And then I've got the battery hooked up now. I'll show you what this is all about shortly. That's why I'm draining the power. What away, 99.5%. That takes about 40 minutes to drain that much. So I've got an isolator for the battery, just to isolate the battery to the charge controller. So right now I'm just going to finish off this wiring. I'll set you up. I'll set you up there and you can see me do that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, geez, sorry. Right, so you can see I've hooked that. The negative goes to here because that's got to go on the shunt side. So I'm feeding this through. You can see this wire here is coming from here. That's going to go to the controller. So this is when the charger is charging, it goes to here and then to the battery. So I've got this little cover here. This is in situation. They're all done up. When it goes up and green, it's on. So just put that on. And I'll do that up now. So everything's isolated. I can isolate everything to work on everything. That's not going in. Why not? There we go. So there we go. That's my isolator to the controller. Spread them apart before I turn that on. So there you go. That's got power on that. Oh shit! That's got power on that. Sorry, I leant on the bed. So that's isolating the battery to the charge controller. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I'll show you this now, what this is all about. There's a little shunt in here, and there's two wires that measure either side to work out the amps. See how many amps it's drawing, which is 2.4 amps at the moment, right? So we're at 99.1%. That's the amps, and that's the volts. So I want that back on capacitance. So what I'm going to do is show you what we're doing. I'm not actually going to set up the solar controller because it's winter. I haven't got the panels on at the moment, but because of the wirings there, I'll actually show you how it charges and all the rest of it. But when it becomes winter, there's the solar controller there. MPPT Ever. Cost me about 250 bucks. It's a 50 amp on that one. You can see probably there 50 amps. You can see that. And this cover comes off, so batteries there, solar panels there, loads there, as you can see. But I'm not going to set that up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to set it up today, because if I put the solar panels on the roof now and set it all up properly, I can't get the caravan out under the carport. In actual fact, if I got to change the tyres so they're 13-inch rims, drop the top down, and it just gets under the carport as it is now. So it's going to be a while. I'm just slowly setting up the solar wiring in here, so all I have to do is set up the solar panels on top and then wire it to the isolator there when I'm ready. When it becomes spring, and I'm ready, because I've got to change that window, and that'll be in summer, spring, probably spring. We'll get the caravan out the front, we'll do the solar panels, and then we'll prep it for the outside for painting. But for now, I'm just going to show you it's simulating charging. So this is my 40 amp lithium charger. So we're just going to put the alligator clips on. I'll just show you what I'm doing. Let me set you up. So it's important to have, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight there like that, and straight there like that. So that's simulating the actual, that's actually going to simulate the actual charger itself. So pretend these alligator clips is the charger, and it's under the bed. Right, it's actually turned on right now, but it's isolated. But don't forget, the black wire goes back to here, because that wire there with this one goes up to that side of the shunt, so this can actually measure the load. So when I flick this on, this pulses and does its thing when it's charging. So when I flick this on, you should see the light come on red, and this will be on. There we go. So we can see that that is actually pulsing now, and it's charging. And you look how long it takes to charge. Like it takes, it's about 0.5%. Don't forget, it's 99% battery full. When it's 0.5%, 5.5%, well, it's up to 92 already, 99.2. Should only take about 6 or 7 minutes to get to that, to 100%. So this will charge 40 amps. This is 40 amps. This will take, it will actually, what you drain in an hour, it should do it in like 15 minutes. Charge it in 15 minutes, what you're draining in an hour. So the solar panel should top this up real easy. I'll have to keep watching the capacitance meter. So now it's 99.3. I'm just going to feel this wire. I used 8mm wire, and that's not even warm. That's nice. That's not warm at all. Whereas I know these ones are 6mm. These are 6mm, I think, and they get a little bit warm. Sorry, the ones on the alligator clips. You really want 8mm for 50 amps. So what are we now? We're at now. I just got to watch this thing so it doesn't short it out. I think I'll take you off. I don't want to move that around and then short out the alligator clips there. I'll light it down. So while we're looking at that, we'll just look under the bed, and you can see there's the wire that goes from the back. This one here down here. That's the wire that's going to go to the controller. And this is the one that's coming. This one's going to go from the controller to the battery, as you can see it charging now. So look at that, it's 99.7 already. So I think I've been talking for 5 minutes, and it was 99.1, remember? So that's if you didn't put the negative on that side of the shunt and just put it straight on the battery, the meter wouldn't know what's happening, and then you wouldn't have your capacitance meter. So you got to put it on the shunt side before the battery. Like the shunt's there, you got to put it on that side and let it measure the amps and the capacitance before it goes to the battery there. And make sure everything's tight, nothing's wiggly or anything like that. So that's good. So I can isolate that. I'm really happy with that. So that's an isolator. That's the isolator. I think that's all I'm going to do for this episode. for those that are interested, they're probably interested in that, but it's probably a bit boring for other people if you're not really, or you don't care about that. But that's okay. Rightio, I hope you like that, guys. I am so close to having it set up. I think in the next couple of weeks I will make a base down there for this. And then we can work out the remote. The remotes, this remote's a really bloody good remote. I've seen, there's so many videos. If you type in MT50 app ever, there's so many videos on there on YouTube now that shows you what to do for every battery, and that's why I went with this one. And it really suits the application. Like you can see, it really fits that spot, and I like it. So it doesn't matter if the big controller's under the bed, I've still got full control up here. I know exactly what's happening. I can reprogram it. I can isolate it, the solar there. If I'm going to work on it down there, I can isolate it down here. So I'm very happy with that. Anyway, alright guys, hope you like that. Oh, hang on, I just turned the camera off, and now it's 100%. That literally took that amount of time from when I put the Aligo clips on. There you go, it's turned off. Gone green, it's charged. We're 100% again. So that's how quick and easy that 40 amps. So on a full sunny day, I should be able to get about 58 amps. But you sort of allow for heat, allow for not much sun. You're looking at 30 to 40 amps. It's still going to pump that power back in there. So the fridge only draws between 3 and 7 amps. The TV's about 2, lights are 2, and the rest of it's bugger all. So we're going to have heaps of power. I think the fans draw, that one draws 1.5 and that one draws 2 amps. The water pump doesn't draw, I think it's like an amp. Yeah, there's not much in here that actually draw a lot of power. So we got a shit ton of power, which is really good. Alright guys, right, I'm going this time for real. See ya.